Hello, I'm Mary Boehme from Mary Art Studios, and thank you so much for joining me. If my studio looks a little differently, it is. If my studio looks a little differently, it is. I am going to be painting from now on, hopefully, through my projector directly onto a canvas. No tracing, nothing, just go, go, go for it. So I've got to be very careful where I stop, so I'm going to gingerly step over here. Yes. And there's my canvas. Yay, canvas. Publish. 2 minutes. There's my canvas. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that in darker color, and then I'm going to do that in a lighter color, and then I'm going to do it in a darker color. So, lighter color. Too much with the dark. I'm going to kind of skip around those flowers just a little bit, make those stand out. And then there's like a little ledge here, and so I'm not too concerned about being perfection. I don't care if the ledges show up or not. I really just want the lilies to pop. I want popping lilies. Yes, that's what I want. I want them to pop, 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 like popcorn. Pop right out at you. So, all right, let me reach right over here. Grab my music. Is it queued up? Yes, it is. Alright, so I do that, and I do this in a lighter color, a darker and a lighter, and then I'm going to go into the lilies and do those, and then I'm going to put the flowers on top of the lilies, and I want the flowers to really stick out too, and then I'm going to put all this little stuff going in here. Past due. Publish. Hello, I'm Mary Boehme. Welcome to the Bliss of Art, and we are painting Lucious Lillies. Lucious Lillies, don't you just love lilies? I went to the St. Louis Botanical Gardens one day and took a bunch of shots, and these lilies just said, paint me, and so guess what? I'm painting those lilies today, yes, and hopefully you are going to be painting them because you can find them on my website, mary2art.com. Now, if my studio looks a little differently today, it is because I am painting directly onto a canvas. Can you believe that? No tracing either. And it's going to go so fast, it's going to knock your socks off. So let's get started. So what I did was I have my canvas, it's already been gessoed, and then I put a liquid white and a liquid black. It's a Bob Ross, and no, I don't sell his products, but I do love his products. And so I've got liquid black on the bottom, liquid white on the top, and what I'm going to do is I've already mixed up my colors, and the color palette looks a little bit messy, and it is. I apologize for it, but I can't help it. You know, I love painting, and so I've already started painting this picture. All right, so we're going to begin with this super big, probably 1-inch brush. I haven't measured, so I really don't know. I'm going to get some really, really dark colors in here. Almost a blackish color. And yes, I'm going to be going over most of this canvas with this really black color. And I'm trying not to step on my projector. Okay, I'm going to go around here in the back because this is a gallery style canvas. And so you start here in the back, and then I'm going to follow the lines right here. This goes across here. And if you can barely see that, I've already got the black on there. So I'm just going to pretty much follow that black. And I'm going to try to leave some spots because I do want some of these flowers to really show, or lily pads to really show. So I'm going to just kind of pop some of that color in, but not go all the way across, all the way over every single surface. I want to leave, I've even put some white that liquid white that I put inside the painting so it wouldn't be quite as dark, because I love the dark water. I didn't show you the picture, I apologize. I will show that to you sometime. Oh, I'm kidding. I will be showing you that picture. So I'm pretty much going over the whole canvas with black, leaving some spots in between so I can put my beautiful lilies in there and not cover up every single thing, but cover up a bunch. And then down here at the bottom, I'm just going to go a little bit lighter with the colors, and we are going to paint this super, super fast. So I'm going to paint even faster. All right, I like the way you're sitting in there, water, because this water is gorgeous. It's got some really, really deep colors and lots of stems coming out of it. So I hope I can capture it all for you. And I know you can too, because you're an excellent painter, and just lots and lots of practice. That's what you want to do with your painting. Practice, practice, practice makes perfect. All right, then I'm just gonna barely kind of blend some of those colors in. I'm just touching ever so slightly, just slightly. A soft touch, just like we all need now and then, is a nice soft touch. Then I'll go around, and I'm gonna move gingerly. So if you see me kind of limping around, I don't really have a limp. What I'm doing is I'm trying to avoid knocking over my lights. I really do need them. Okay, so we have a good start. And let me take another brush, and I'm gonna go over here out of your way for 1 second. And this is just a blender brush. And I'm gonna blend it just ever so slightly. This direction. I'm barely touching the surface. Barely touching it. Because that blending is going right into those colors, into that liquid black that's already down there. And then I want to add just some little texture by doing this. You're going to add texture in there. Oh, I hope this really turns out, because I love this picture. It's one of my favorite all-time pictures. And then very gently go through it again, just like this, back and forth, barely touching the canvas, pretending it's like $1 million, and I don't want to mess with it. I just want to keep it in the bank. All right, I'm going to go down here on the corner, put this brush aside, and now I'm going to get a bigger brush too. And this is probably about the same size, maybe a little bit smaller. And I'm going to take my, the liquid white is on the top, so I'm going to do is take like a creamy color, and I'm going to go over a little bit of cream and a little bit of titanium white. Now these colors are a little differently than what I've been using. These are oils, and they take forever to dry. So if you're selling a painting, don't work with oils unless you plan to sell it next year, because that's probably when it's going to be dried. No, I'm just kidding. They do dry, but not overnight. That's for sure. All right, so let's go over here, start on this side. And what I need to do, I set this down, and I'm going to get my maul stick. I love this stick because I do want to kind of follow the pattern to the lines. There's a line and it goes like here, and it's almost the width of this brush, and that's why I chose this brush. I'm going to grab more paint, one side a creamy color, on the other side a white. And then I'm going to move my maul stick over, and I'm going to try to draw my line in. This is like a ledge, but it can kind of blend in to where it's just whatever you want it to be. The other painting I did earlier, it looks like it's almost cascading water of some sort. All right, I'm going to go around here to the sides because this is gallery style painting, on the side here as well. Then I want to get just a little bit better line at the bottom, blend some of that in. All right, that looks good. I like it. All right, now I need to go with a little darker color, so I'm going to go back to this bigger brush, And there's another ledge here. Actually, this is the shadow. That's what I meant to say. I can put my maul stick down. I don't need to hold on to that. I love it, but I'm not in love with it that much. Okay, now I'm going to go with a little darker green. Kind of a almost dark greenish blue, because this is the shadow that's been cast. So here's where it starts, right here. And then it goes all the way across, and I'm not going to get it into these beautiful flowers. And it goes all the way across here. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want a line, because this is really what's going to add some. Oop, I went through that spot I wasn't going to touch. Oh, short memory loss. Or should I say just memory loss. That's what happens when you get old. Mind you, I am not that old, so stop talking about me. Then I'm going to go back in, dig some more of my paint out. A little bit of that darkish greenish black. And I'm going to tone it up just a little bit. I want it a little bit lighter in here. Right about there. And then I'm going to skip a little bit there, put some in here, skip some here, and then go across the side because it is gallery style. Same thing here. And this paints so fast. It's just amazing. If you want to sell your painting, this is the way to go, and I do mean the way. All right, now I'm going to add some white on top of that. Just a little, because I want that white to be probably right here. That would be right here, because that would be like the darkest spot, lightest spot. Make up your mind, you say. Okay, I will. All right, going along the side. All right, then I want to set that brush down for a second, and I'm going to add some tan color in at the top. And I see I got my tan brush, and it's got some black paint on it, so I need to remove that, but not fall, because I don't want to walk into my projector. This has just got a little thinner on it, paint thinner, and I use Turpenoid, which is really good. Good stuff to use, because you don't want to be smelling all that stuff. All right. And then I'm just going to cover the rest of this canvas here with this creamy color. And then I'm going to be blending all those edges together with the blender brush. Right here, go across this edge. And then come along this line and go all the way across, blending those colors in, and they blend really nicely, almost like clouds. If it were clouds, that'd be beautiful. If you've never worked with liquid white or liquid black before, it's something worth trying. You know, I try it on a small project first, because you don't want to ruin a canvas. I'm going to do some of the top, and then when I take this canvas off a little bit later, then I always finish up the painting, and then I paste it on my page. All right, then I'm going to go here, and I want to soften this line here with this. Bring some of that color, just a little. I'm going to skip some of it there, because that has my flower in it. And then I want to soften this line here. Do the same thing. Going all the way across. Coming along back edges. I don't like this spot here, it didn't quite show up, so I'm going to just add a little more of my paint on there. And then I'm just going to ever so lightly, not with this brush, I dropped my rig. Okay. Ever so lightly grab another brush. And this is a really nice soft brush. And take some of those lines and just kind of blend them out. That other brush had too much paint on it, and I don't want to lose my form, because when you get further away from the picture, then you won't see as much detail, of course. But you knew that. I didn't have to tell you that, right? Right, you said. Okay. Oops. This brush came apart, kind of like me falling apart. Once again, going down here, softening. That liquid white is showing through very nicely. And the next thing I'm going to do is dance. No, I'm just kidding. I love dancing, and I will be dancing at the end. All right, I'm going to set this red down. I don't need to hold on to it. But I need to hold on to my tea. All right. I'm going to blend this out just a little tiny bit. Bit. And this one too. And just a little. Then I'm going to take this big rounder brush. Now, if you got round lilies, you want to use a round brush, right? It only makes sense. You say, well, why didn't I think of that? Well, I don't know why you didn't think of it. Okay, so I'm going to take my brightest colors in the middle, but I'm not starting in the middle. You say, whoops, what happened to that brush? There it is, the big fat brush I want. Actually, I see one that's a little bit longer. I'm going to use this one. Yay, you say. Okay, so start at the top and go with your lighter colors. The one that are faded just a little bit slightly because those are further away from you, so they're not going to show up as well. And then remember the lily pad flowers are shaped like a bowl. So find the shapes of everything that you're painting because all they do is they get repeated, right folks? That's all. Yes, you're right. I'm glad you agree. Okay, so here's a lily right here. And so I'm going to just take my brush and I'm going to push the lily out. I'm not worried about details. I'm just worried about shape. Is it going to be forming a bowl shape? Yes, it is. Coming up here, and it's going into those liquid colors. And then I'm going to just go out here slightly. Is it perfect? No. Do you need perfection in painting? Absolutely not. That turned out very nicely. I can't wait to see it. I'm going to add just a little there to cover up that spot. And just a little touch there. All right, now I'm going to do that again because I really liked it. And because I can. All right, now I'm going to go in here, another bowl shape. Pushing my brush into the liquid white. Grabbing more paint. Doing the same thing. Push. I'm a brush pusher. Yep, that's right. She said brush pusher. And then it kind of comes out this way. So I'm just going to try to get like a line going there. And bring it in like there. It's got a little blue in it. That's all right. I'm going to take some of that blue off my brush though. And I'm going to go back in and do the same thing. Now this flower here is getting a little bit closer. Do I want to work on that one? No, I want to really go down here and do this one. All right. Before I do that, I need to fix this problem. Sorry about that, folks. I need to have that blended in a little bit more. With my blender brush. Let's try this one. Okay. And sometimes you realize these mistakes as you're going along. You say, oh, yeah, I should have done that. I should have just taken that second. And even though I'm on TV, I say, I'm going to still fix that problem. And I'm going to say it was a problem, but it isn't a problem anymore, folks, because I'm fixing it. And then I want those lines to just kind of move across the lily pads. All right, I can't wait to see this. Are you excited as I am? Please say yes. All right, grab my other brush, and then I want to go with all white on this brush. It's got a little bit of blue on it, and that's okay. And I'm just going to take it because this is my brightest flower right here. Wrong. Not that as wrong as my brightest flower, but wrong that I had the wrong color on there. I just need a really bright white. And so this is what you have to do on this. Set your palette down. Get your rag in your hand. Every time you go in there, you got to pull the paint off because there's some dark paint that's coming in there, and I don't want that dark paint. So I do a brush stroke, clean the brush, go back in, grab another, do a brush stroke, clean the brush, go back in, grab another. And then there's a little line right here, part of the petals, and right there. And you can have it just squiggly. And when you're doing lines, when you're doing flowers and stuff, you want wiggles and squiggles. Not you to wiggle, I like wiggling. But you do definitely want to wiggle that brush. So, wiggle, zigzags, those are some of my favorite things. All right, now I'm going to follow a pattern. Actually, what I need to do is put this down for a second and remember that I've got to get those lily pads in there because those flowers are not under the lily pads. They're on top of the lily pads. Goofy. All right, mistake. So I'm going in and getting some of this dark green, a little bit of lime, a little bit of white, and I'm going to do the lilies. And this lily over here is, it's like, if you could see the picture, it's got a beautiful shape. And you have to do the same thing. You have to keep wiping the brush off. And the lilies are shaped like a lily shape, you know. And then I'm going to just go into this flower there. And there's a lily like right here. And a really big wax blob of paint. And that's all right. Blobs of paint are good. And then right here, there's a big old lily. And it has kind of swirls around. So I'm going to put some swirling movements in it. And then push out on it. And it comes down here. And the best thing about this projector, and I actually need some less light. Sorry, I got too much light over there. And because I need to be able to see where these lilies end. It goes around there. And then here. And it goes this way. And then it has some edgy ends right there. All right. Now I'm not going to clean my brush yet. I'm going to clean it when I get in towards the center because that's the colors that I really want to show up. So I'm pushing the brush into the liquid black, and then I'm making squiggly motions to give the feel that there's some texture in that lily. And then I'm going to go over here, and the lily comes down this way, and then it comes out, and you see how I turn my brush. It's hanging upside down like I do sometimes. I'm going to pull some of that paint off, go back in, and get a little more of that lily, all right, and just wiggle it in there, going around the sides. Now these are the ones in the middle. I'm going to do this one here. That one's kind of a darker and doesn't show up as well. So it kind of goes in this way, and then it goes that way, and then it goes that way, and my arm's going to go up in the air, and I'm going to jump for joy because I love this. And there's some more, and then pushing, pushing, pushing. All right, and then I'm getting to the lightest lilies you can see are right here. All right, so I'm going to go with a bright yellow, and then I'm going to just really push hard on that right there, push it in. I'm covering up that flower a little bit. That's all right, I'm going to fix it because I forgot the flower is not under the lily pads. All right, now this one is a little darker, so I'm going to add a little bit of white. I mean, not darker, but let me do this one here because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to forget. And you're going to say, she didn't even do that, Lily. Go back here, touch that one, and then go in this way, and then twirling my brush around like a baton. All right, good job. Cleaning the brush, going back in for more paint, and a little bit of tan, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. And then I'm going to do this one right here. This is a beautiful lily. It twists and flips over. And so I'm going to try to make it do that. Push down right here, push out, and then go up here and do this one. That color needs to be lighter because I can see that there's too much difference in that by just looking. And that's the best thing about doing this with the projector is you can see if the color is right or not. Immediately you can see it. And then I'm going to go this way because it comes down this way, pushing the paint in, pushing the brush hard to make it work. I want this brush to work for me. All right. And then I'm going to add just a little touches there, little touches there. And then this, I'm just going to tap it in. And this one is really pretty, and it goes, it kind of goes almost like this. And then it comes up here, and then it comes like, just like that. Ah, yes. Then I need to go a little bit darker to give it, to make it turn. And then come up here, a little lighter. And why am I holding on to this rag? I don't know. Don't ask me. Go ask your mother. Then I want to do this one. And I want to start coming with some of my most popular, if you want to call it that, my most brightest colors in here. Here's a lily pad, and it comes up this way, and then it comes down this way, and it comes in this way, and then it comes down here, and there's another right here. So you want to try to follow a pattern as far as, you know, where you're going, so you don't get lost, because it's so easy. I'm going to put a little lighter colors on this one. There's more light white in the middle, and then come in here, push, 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 go over to the side, push down with the brush, because that brush wants to push, push, push. It wants to work with you, really. Just ask it to. It will. All right, this one needs to be a little bit darker. I'm following the pattern of the lily, and then this is dark right in here. All right, and then I need to lighten it up some, add some lightness in the center, pushing, and that lily pad comes this direction, and it comes down, and then it comes over this way, and then it touches this one here. And this is a little bit lighter, so I need to add a little bit of white into that color I have. More lily pads, and I think I'm going to come up here just a little bit to go into some of that liquid black to make sure there's no spaces in there, because I don't want spaces. And then I'm going to just take it and jab my brush in there. Jabbing, jabbing, jabbing. Go darker. I need some of that really dark green down here. And then this one, about that color, that might be just a little tiny bit darker right here. And then there's lots of serrated edges. So you can make those with the brush, pushing the brush, and that actually is kind of flat. So I'm going to flatten this out right here and come in this direction. And what do I want to do next? This one's got a lot more white in it, so I'm going to push this one here, and this is one of the bigger ones, so I'm going to put the white, the lighter colors in the center, and then the darker colors are going to go, it's got like the round thing with the water, where there's some water hanging around, and I can't get that with this brush. And I won't get that during this time period, but you know what? When I'm off camera, guess what? I'm going to fix it. Now it's going to go whiter right here. Ah, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see this. All right. And then it's got these little serrated edges. This one too, serrated edges. Just tap them in. Here, more serrated edges. Bringing the brush in a circular motion. Then I'm going to get on this side for 1 second, and I hope this turns out, because I love it. Pushing it in this way, because lilies go all different directions. Actually, that color needs to be a little bit darker. I'm going to lighten it up just a little bit. Pulling some of that paint off, hoping I don't wipe my hands on this brush at the end. All right, then those lily pads are coming out this direction. And so I'm going to, since they're not even there in my picture, but that's all right. You don't have to have everything exactly perfect. And then there's one up here. Did I do that one? Tell me. Did I? Oops, that's way too late. Too dark. Make up your mind. Okay. Then I'm going to make this come down this direction because you want a lot of diagonal lines in your picture. And this is going to come kind of like out of the water. And then there's really dark green there. And I made so much dark green up and I'm not even using it. All right, that's going to go in here. And that's going to go in here. This is serrated edges. Just jab that brush in there. All right, where else do I need some serrated edges? On my knives? Okay, you say? All right. Now I can see that I need to fix a few spots over here, so I'm going to fix this before I put those white flowers back in. I want to fix this edge here. And you can fix it with the dry brush. It's really good for doing that. Blend some of that corner in. You're saying, turn the light on so I can see. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. Oh, I will eventually. Okay, maybe I won't. Oh, no. All right, that's what I didn't want to do, was move my projector. Find your spot. And I think it pretty much found the spot. All right. Good. Thank you, Jesus. Now this spot is lightened up some, so I'm going to push that in there. And there's some lightness going in. Let's see. I'm just going to add a little bit of like a brownish color, and I need a clean brush over here. I got some like a tan that I really like. And so I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that right about, all right, where's that? Sort of like a bench. Okay, it's coming up here. I'm going to put that down in here just because I like that color. I'm just tapping it in to give it some feel of a different texture, and like there's a line there. If you can see it, I hope you can, because I sure can. And then I want to take that brush, pull the paint off, and then just kind of blend it in. Just like that. So simple. And then there's like a line. Well, you don't have to put every detail in. I don't. I've got some brown brush on my paint. I'm just going to tap a line in. Oh, there's a line right about here. And there's a line, I can see it, barely see it right there. All right, and all right, what do I need to do? Fix this right here. That should have some darker, that should have some of that creamy color in there. That's all right, there's a shadow there. All right, and la 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 la, la 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 la. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the light on, and don't run away. Maybe I'll run away. I don't know. I'm hoping it works out because I just love painting, and I hope this works out for me. So let me turn this light on, and I can show you the picture finally. I'm going to turn the projector off because we have already projected enough. We've got, oh my gosh, you forgot to tell me I had a glob of yellow on my shirt. I gotta wash this shirt again? All right, turn the overhead light on and then turn this light off. So I need my switch, and you can see that you've got a lot of darkness in there and a lot of waving water. And what I want to do is I want to put some of those branches in there. And so now is the time to just say, what do I need to do? Run away! No, I'm just kidding. Just put some of those edges in there since I've got the time. Those serrated edges. All right, I like that. I'm going to leave that alone. I like that one. Leave it alone. Maybe add some edges in down here. Just tap them in. Same thing here. Add some edges in this area. Maybe a little darkness. because there's some dark stuff coming down here. And I want to add some edges in this way, and then some serrated edges down this direction, and then I need some, I cannot hold on to a paintbrush lately. I got butter on my fingers, buttery fingers. Okay, this one needs to be a little bit bigger. This is the biggest one, so let me work on this a little bit. Just taking some jabs, getting those jabs in. Not to your friends. Don't jab your friends. And this has got some lines in it. All right, it almost looks like I got clouds in there. Okay, so probably what I'm going to do is I have too much light colors coming in there, so I need to darken those up. So how do you do that? Well, you just go back in and grab the brush and find a spot where there isn't a flower. Okay, there's a flower there and there's a flower there. And then I'm going to get my stems in. And I love these stems here that are coming off the top. They go from like right in here, this curly one. This has got a really dark spot in it, and it's a triangular shape like this. And this one here has got some real dark areas. There's a white flower in there, so let me get that flower in before I lose it. Okay, that comes in right here. So I'm going to take it and jab it into like a shape of a bowl. And there's a flower there. And then there's one of the flowers. Let's see, follow the flowers. That one. And then there's one right here. So I need some bright white. Titanium white. And I'm going to go right in here. Bowl shaped, remember, a bowl. And then I need some more white and a little bit of yellow because I need more color in there. And I want to add just a little bit of yellow into this one. Okay. And then I'm going to add some yellow into this one. I don't want that green for some reason. I've got too much green paint on that, so let me grab another brush. I just love doing those, painting those, cleaning those brushes. Yes, oh yeah. All right. And then there's a big blob of yellow in there, but I'm not going to get that in yet because I need to finish up these. This one's got some really beautiful colors. And if you add blue, it looks like a stem. And so I need to add some more in here. There's this one here, comes down here. And then there's another flower there. And that's the one I put in. I'm going to darken that up just slightly. And then there's one right here. So I'm going to add that in with that big brush that I have in my hand that I'm holding on to for dear life. Cleaning it off. Grabbing some white with some tan, white and yellow making a tan, and it goes this way and it goes this way and it goes this way, and it's really rounded, and then it comes down that way and then comes there and comes out this direction. All right, and that one's good. And let me add some light colors going around the middle since I have it on my brush. This lily pad here. Put like a round circular motion in there and put some lilies down here. Where they're touching. And then this one, it's swirling. All right. And then I want to start adding some of that beautiful brown. And that beautiful brown is on my palette. And so what I do is get it off my palette by going through a dark brown, a medium brown, and then this creamy caramel color. And I'm going to come down here, and this one comes behind this way, and it comes in this way, and it goes through there, and it comes like here. And then I'm going to do the next one. This one here, I don't like that. I'm going to fix that a little bit later. So I'm going to add some more of these right here. This is a flower. It doesn't look like it right now, but it will look like a flower. Go back in, grab some more paint. Dark brown, medium brown, and then that creamy color. Swirl my brush around, get it on there nice and thick. Bring this one, kind of comes this way, curves, just slightly, just give it lots and lots of curves. There's one here, and it's actually hidden. The flower is hidden somewhere underneath there. And then there's one here. This one doesn't show. It actually shows down here, and it comes down to like this flower here, into that flower, and then I've got all kinds of extensions coming over here, so I need to get over this direction. Okay, so now I want to go back in because I need to get a flat brush and darken these areas because they're way too light, especially in the center. Okay, just put some paint on there. Go into the flower. Push that paint in there. Pushing in, making those serrated edges. Alright, and I like this area, so I'm not going to mess with that too much. Oh, you said you weren't going to mess with it. Alright, then I want some more darker colors in here. I've got lots and lots of paint on this brush. Alright, I'm going to take my paint and go in and try to make those serrated edges to give it more shape. Come up here, same thing in here. Go in, make those serrated edges. There's lots of them going different directions. Alright, here. Then I come down here, more paint, more serrated edges. I like this right there, so I'm just going to smooth that out and try to darken it just a little bit. I like this area here. And what else do I like? Tacos, I'm Mexican. Alright, I'm going to add some more. Going in and grabbing some of that to make it stand out more serrated edges. And then do it this one. I just want to lighten that up just a little bit, so I don't want much paint on my brush. And then I'm going to take the blender brush and blend some of those edges in there. Same thing here. Push down. Just using the very corner of the brush, giving it that shape that I know it needs, that lily shape. This needs to go in this way, and this needs to go in this, and this needs to go like in around there, and some real dark green. So I'm going to go back in and grab some dark green. Oh, this color is gorgeous. Ah, that's blue. Grabbed the wrong one, but this is dark green. Kind of. Add some of that color in here. Tapping it in. Same thing here. Tap, tap, tap. Glob, glob, glob. Right in here. I don't want to lose that white, so I'm going to leave that color like that. Then I want some of that color in right here. and there. I'm going to step away for a second, take a look, see what I need to do. It looks like I need to really brighten some of those lily pads up. Shape them up a little bit more because I don't have them rounded enough. So, while I'm here, because I haven't gone away, I'm still here, I'm going to take some more, lots and lots of that green, and make some more rounded shapes. Okay, this one here is kind of making it go out this direction, going into where this white goes. That's a really big lily bed. Gone in, got some more paint on my brush, and this one here, this one I like it curves, so I need to come up this direction. And then this one here needs some help. What kind of help do you want to give it? I want to make it more rounded. And let's touch this one. They're friends, so they're going to be touching. And there's a lily pad right here, so I need to put that one in. And you can't see a lot of form there. These I need to touch up just a little bit. Make it more rounded. And this one, more rounded. I covered up some of that stem, but I like it. This one here, more rounded. They were looking like clouds to me for a while. All right, go back in, get some more paint. And I added some white because I want these to be rounded, more rounded. And this one I'm leaving alone. I really like that one. Taking your brush, jabbing it around. That's good. I like that. This one here is really, really probably the darkest one. So let me get some real dark green. And I love this color. It's actually, this is more blue. I need to add some yellow to this. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to do things I don't like to do. I don't like to go in and mess with those colors too much. But this color needs, it's beautiful. And it just really needs to give more texture to it. So let's see, it's this one right here. And then it kind of comes out this way, surrounding that flower. Same thing here. This one comes around. They're just all over the place. Okay, you don't want to muddy your colors. So this needs to come down. I realize now it needs to be more rounded. So I'm just going to add some roundness at the bottom and come out this way. All right. Yes. Oh, this one's gorgeous. All right. So what I'm going to do is, when you're not looking, I'm going to put the rest of these little stems in. Let me show you the picture in case you can't see it. Okay, you see that those lily pads are bright, beautiful bright colors, you know, and that's really what I want to do, is I want to add some of those beautiful bright colors in there. But this paint needs to dry some because I don't want to muddy it. It needs to do some drying. And so that's what I'm going to have it do, is dry some. I'm going to take a step away, look over here and see. Yes, I have some nice depth in there, and I have movement going on. You want movement in your picture. And I'm going to be doing some more blending blending some more of this in together because I really don't want that to show too much. And there are some like, there's a bench up here, and so I want to put some of that in there too. And then add more white because these are bright white. Those really need to be whitened up quite a bit. So that's what my plan is to do. And when I get all these stems in here, it's just going to look marvelous. This is the one I did earlier, and I just love it, love it, love it, love it. It turned out so beautiful. And this one will too. It just needs a little bit of work. And I plan to do that, but not right now because we are running out of time, friends. I am so glad you have joined me today on the Bliss of Art. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 1 p.m. Central Time. Now, I'm a retired teacher, so if I say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, unless I'm in the hospital, no, don't talk about hospital right now, unless I'm somewhere where I cannot absolutely do a program, it will be there. And I do plan to probably tape a couple of them ahead of time. Some of them will not be live. They'll be dead. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully not dead. And so I need to grab a tissue because I need it for my nose. A couple of tips are when you're painting, you want to find a crystal clear picture to paint. And when you're when you find that crystal clear picture, just paint it. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Who cares, you know? It could be one of your best pictures, and it could be one of the ones that you're going to paint over a little bit later like I do. When you're cleaning your brushes, make sure you squeeze the paint off before. You want the paint to come off and not go down your drain, so take a paper towel of some sort, rags, whatever. Pull that paint right off, you know, and then wash it really well. 3 times is my preferred amount of times. I use Fels Naphtha soap. It's a really good stain remover soap. And take your brushes and then reshape them, you know, and don't set them down, you know, where the brush part's going into a container. Of course, that's only common sense. Paint what you absolutely love. If you love it, you're going to paint it, you know. And don't forget, give yourself a hug because you deserve it. I love painting, and by the end of the day, I said, you know, I deserve this. I've worked hard all day, and so I give myself a big old hug. Yay, I love you. And friends, I love that you've joined me. And as I'm cleaning my hands, you know that we always do the happy brush dance. And I got to find a clean spot because I've got to reach over and touch my music, and I don't want to touch it with dirty hands. So I'm going to give you some reminders that you can find my work on at my website, marytoart.com. Please do visit. A lot of my pictures are there. My photography, I'm also a photographer, and as well as a teacher, and as well as an artist. I wear many, many hats. I clean the bathroom too. Oh, yeah, we won't even talk about that. So join me. I'm asking you, when you do watch me on YouTube, since I am a YouTuber now, or is it an old tuber? I don't know. I'm one of those. I'm asking you to please subscribe. Push the subscribe button and do a like and leave me a nice comment. I said nice. Don't be nasty about this now. Some of my pieces aren't that great, and that's okay. I know that. So, but I have so much fun, and I do want you to join me, marytoart.com, and let me cue up some music. I'm going to reach over here. You can't see this. You can't see what I'm doing, but I am queuing up my music. And you know what makes a tissue dance? A little boogie. Talk to that friend today. Tell them you love them. your family. Call mom and dad. Call mom, especially. She loves you. She wants you to hang in there and be her best friend. Send her flowers. Send her candy. Dance for her. She'll love it. Moms love everything, don't they? Folks, it's been my pleasure. Thank you for visiting the Bliss of Art. And God bless.